Under the patronage of Dr. Ashraf Subhi, Minister of Youth and Sports, the sports marathon was organized under the title Sports for Development, which took off from the pyramids of Giza and was followed by a ceremony honoring the positive models whom support women's rights, and with the attendance of Dr. Sahar Sumbati, Secretary General of the National Council for Childhood and Motherhood, and Mr. Saad Nadim, representative of the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Related to today agenda, it is related to the violence against children, especially female genital mutilation, which is a crime. The specification of female genital mutilation is a crime related to the law issued 2 months ago with the Parliament, with the Prime Minister, and finally with His Excellency, our President, our great President, Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi.
الحقيقة هو دكتور أشرف صبحي.
Well, work is now taking place on societal issues in all Egyptian governorates, especially Upper Egypt, which is in line with the objectives of the Ministry of Youth and Sports in partnership for development, activating sustainable development goals and making sports a way of life, which is evident from the marathon slogan, Sport for Development. The Ministry of Youth and Sports seeks during the coming period to launch initiatives, campaigns, and conveys to raise awareness in all governorates, especially remote places such as Upper Egypt and border governorates, as the ministry oversees about 4,000 youth centers within all governorates of Egypt, which calls for concerted efforts and partnership with civil society organizations. The aim of the marathon is to support the participation of young girls and women to confront societal issues, especially issues of violence against them in all forms. The event also included honoring influential models that support the rights of girls and women in protection and the renunciation of all forms of violence. I didn't hesitate once to participate in this marathon. I ran for many goals before, but also this time for a great goal and the support for a greater case. I didn't hesitate once to participate in this marathon. I ran for many goals before, but also this time for a great goal and the support for a greater case. I'm so happy to be part of this marathon because it combines sports, development, and good deeds like the protection and support for young girls and women whom represent our mothers and sisters because they deserve respect and care. The event witnessed the distribution of medals to 3 winning places and the honoring of a number of influential figures in the field of community development, including the actress Dalia Al-Bahiri, Mrs. Taghrit Hussein, President of Nile TV International, Dr. Magdi Khaled, the former representative of the United Nations Population Fund, and Dr. Nihad Abou Omson, President of the Egyptian Center for Women's Rights.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nile TV International, the voice of Egypt to the world, takes pride in honoring such important events, supporting women and supporting ladies in Egypt, especially fighting any sort of violence. The country, under the leadership of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, has taken great strides on the path of women empowerment. Today, Egyptian women are excelling in the different spheres of life. We can see how they are producing and producing in every sphere as ministers, as governors for the first time, also in the judiciary. So great steps have been undertaken, and we at Nile TV are highlighting those important and successful strides that Egypt has taken.
I'm honored, really. First of all, as you said, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has honored women in Egypt all along the way since 2017, dedicating 2017 to the women of Egypt who have supported and did a great job throughout the past 10 years, which were very, very critical in the history of modern Egypt. So I am proud today to receive this and to be here among this beautiful gather of people.
Recently, amendments to the law to toughen the penalty for harassment, inclusion of Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram within the means of harassment, converting the crime of sexual harassment from a misdemeanor to a felony, and imprisonment or a fine for a period of no less than 2 years and not more than 4 years. Anyone exposes to others, the fine shall not be less than £100,000 and not more than £200,000.
Just one sentence. The dream became reality and true. It is a dream. Nowadays, we have law, we have legislations, we have what to do with the physicians, the nurses, we have to do with somebody on the social media, encourage for FGM and so on.
I have no doubt under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi that this all will come to an end very soon. And the women of Egypt will get what they deserve. They will be in the position that they deserve, and they will be treated as they should be treated, as queens.
The exposure will be to sexual pornographic matters or insinuations, whether by gesture, word, or action by any means, imprisonment for a period of no less than 3 years and not exceeding 5 years. Repeated action by the offender during the prosecution, imprisonment for 5 years and a fine of £300,000. The harasser who enjoys a powerful position is punished by 7 years imprisonment and a fine of £500,000.
Well, violence has so many different, forms, and one of the forms that I noticed recently is bullying in all forms: cyberbullying, bullying through seeing a lady who's taking care of herself, looking beautiful, wearing whatever she pleases as long as it's decent. She's being bullied, like the lady of the dress. I don't know if that's Habiba, and I believe she was gorgeous. Her dress was very, very beautiful, decent, and I was shocked that she was even bullied. So from here I support Habiba. I send her all my love and support, and I hope that this makes us all support each other as women to face such bullying. You know, this is one of the forms of violence against women. It's not only physical violence, it's also cyberbullying and bullying, verbal bullying. This is all new to us. This was never like that before.
We are not working only to Cairo or in Cairo. We are working nationwide, especially in the poorest villages, especially in the areas related to some behaviors, some norms, like children marriage, like female genital mutilation. We have a work with Ministry of Health, with Raidat Rafiyat, to work in the field visits to make awareness and advocacy for all parents there.
I encourage every girl who gets bullied in any way that she has to speak up. This is the way to fight back. This is the way to encourage everybody to speak up. You have to speak up, and everybody will have your back. No matter what, you have to speak up. We're all there for you.
Within the framework of the state tendency to support Egyptian women, this event is held under the patronage of the Ministry of Youth and Sport to help young girls and women facing social issues, especially violence.